What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I want to keep you guys informed on what's going on with student loans. If you don't have student loans, it's not a big deal. But if you do have student loans and you have not been paying those student loans and you have not been taken care of, or you do not have an agreement, or you do not have an income-based repayment plan, then you definitely want to pay attention to this video. So let me keep y'all in the loop on what's going on. So this is courtesy of CBS, right? CBS News. And so on this, it details in this article about how if you are in default of your student loans, meaning that you have not been paying your student loans, you may get your wages garnished, the education department is saying. So it goes on to say, and I'll give you guys a couple of little updates through this article just to keep you informed, and then I'm going to add the commentary so I can give you some more insight. It says that the education department will soon begin collecting payments for student loans that are in default, including through wage garnishment for potentially millions of borrowers, the department announced Monday. It says beginning May 5th, that is the date, May 5th, 2025, the education department will begin involuntary collections through the Treasury Department's offset program, which claws back delinquent debts by withholding payments such as tax refunds, federal salaries, and Social Security benefits. Let me say that again. Tax refunds, federal salaries, and Social Security benefits. So what does that mean? That means that if you are normally expecting a tax refund, you can go ahead and forget about it, champ. It's going to go back to pay your student loans. The same way that we do child support, the same way that we do everything else. If you borrow money that you did not need, or you overpaid for an education that maybe you didn't get, then you will be given that money back one way or another. This is what the Trump administration and the education department that y'all thought was abolished. No, we didn't abolish the education department. We just repurposed it. If you have a salary and you work for the federal government, that means it's easier for them to track you. They want their money back. If you are getting Social Security, meaning that you are getting money from taxpayers, or you paid into Social Security, however, you still owe debts to the federal government, they want that money back. It says more than 5 million borrowers are in default, and 4 million more could be in the same position in a few months, which would put nearly a quarter of the federal student loan portfolio in default. That means that there are at least 25% of people that have student loans that are not paying them back. They just like, skip it. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter what affects my credit, which it is now affecting your credit score. A lot of people don't know that. So you may want to check your credit score if it's dropped significantly, 100 points or more. It could be because you thought that that was something that wasn't going to be included on your credit report, and now it is being reported. Goes on to say, according to the education department, less than 40% of borrowers are current on their student loan payments. In the next 2 weeks, those on default will receive emails informing them of the next steps and urging them to look into repayment options. Wage garnishment notices will be sent out later this summer. So basically, in my opinion, they are forcing you to be responsible and taking care of your debt, because nobody deserves anything. Everybody needs to be paying back what it is that they took from the federal government. No federal student loan has been referred to collections since March 2020, when President Trump paused repayments. A lot of people think that Biden paused repayments. Nope, it was Trump because of the pandemic, and the Biden administration extended that pause, which ended in October 24. So this isn't even something that's new. This is something that had already been in place, but over the last 5 years, we've kind of forgotten about it because people have gotten comfortable with not paying their stuff and them not being held accountable for it because it wasn't reported on their credit, and them not getting their wages garnished. Goes on to say, former President Joe Biden sought to wipe out student loan debt for tens of millions of people during his 4 years at the White House, but the effort was repeatedly rejected by the courts, including the 2023 ruling by the Supreme Court. Still, the Biden administration erased student loan debt for more than 5 million borrowers through other forgiveness programs. So Biden was finessing taxpayers and forgiving the student loans that y'all borrowed. Goes on to say, Education Secretary Linda McMahon said the Biden administration misled borrowers about its authority to waive debt. Going forward, the Education Department, in conjunction with the Department of Treasury, will shepherd the student loan program responsibly and according to the law, which means helping borrowers return to payment, both for the sake of their own financial health and the nation's economic outlook, meaning that we have debt, and this is why they say There will not be any mass student loan forgiveness. The United States of America is in debt. This is what they're telling you. They say, look, we owe 36 trillion, 37 trillion. We want all our money and we want it now. So, two things. I think it's May 5th. May 5th is the date that you need to get yourself together. So right after tax season, I know a lot of people spent their taxes or whatever. May 5th is the date that you need to get yourself together and either contact your payment provider or make an income-based student loan repayment. Or what I've seen some people doing is that they're choosing to go back to school, and that way they can put their loans in forbearance or they can defer their loans, which is stupid because it doesn't stop it from accruing interest. And just like a bad ex, when you kick her out the house, when you come back out the next morning, she's still going to be waiting there for you when you get out. So, in my opinion, there's no way around this. You can't dodge it. It is something that you have to address. You can't get rid of it in bankruptcy court. And you have to face this demon head on and no longer dodging your responsibility and thinking that it's the taxpayers that should be taking care of your debt. May 5th is the date that you got to worry about. People need to get themselves together, and it will affect your credit if it hasn't already, because I heard that people are already starting to get hit with that because they are showing that on your credit if you owe on student loans and you have not been paying them and you've been delinquent on them. And so now we're going to honestly see the rubber meet the road. We're going to see who really got it, who ain't really got it. We're going to see people, because everybody was balling. I see everybody at the airport. Every time I go to the airport, it's been full. That's how I was able to discover that you can actually valet over here at DTW. I didn't even know. All of these years, in my 43 years on earth, I didn't even know you can valet. I had to. I didn't have no choice because I couldn't find a parking spot because everybody is flying back and forth, especially on spring break. For all of you younger people that think that this is not going to come back to bite you, you have another thing waiting for you at the end of the conversation. Yes, you will be held accountable for the thing that you do in this lifetime. That education, that tricking off, taking out more than you need, student loans. Do not, and we need to make sure that we give our people some informed advice so that they can make an informed decision on what they should and shouldn't do. And do not put yourself under duress. Do not put yourself in a position where you're going to suffer. Make sure that you do not take out more than you need. And if you do take out a student loan, then please, for the love of God, do it for a curriculum that is going to pay you a significant amount of money so that when you graduate, when you get your first job, you'll have a decent salary and you tackle that first. Don't go buy a car. Don't go get another place. Stay with your parents. And I tell people this on the Millionaire Morning Show. Make sure y'all join the Millionaire Morning Show today. Stay with your parents. Stay focused. Do not be a crash dummy out here taking out more than you need so that you can impress people that don't care anything about you. You are going to pay for it 3-4 times over, and you will not be able to dodge it. They are putting things in place that will basically hold you accountable for student loans. And for all of these older people that led you astray and told you to just go to college or whatever, just get a underwater basket weaving degree, go into African American studies, and now you can't find a job. I was looking at a commercial when I was looking at the Pistons beat the crap out of the Knicks yesterday. They should be up 2-0 because they beat them the first game. Also, the referees has been horrendous in the fourth quarter, but they've been letting them play for the rest of the game. I was watching a commercial and a girl was interviewing for a job, and I think it was like an Indeed commercial or one of those job search and site commercials. And she was like, so I can't get a job because I have all of this experience and I'm great at what I do, but I have to have a degree. And he said, yeah. She said, a degree in anything? She said, yeah. She said, what your degree is? And she was talking to the interviewer. He said, in dance. Do not get a dance degree. Be careful. I'm going to talk about this more in depth on the Millionaire Morning Show. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.